Hello, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is I've Got Guts, a podcast about living and thriving with chronic illness.
And all the things that take guts to say out loud.
We're here to talk about the hard stuff, the stuff that's messy, complicated, and often left unsaid.
From chronic illness to everyday life, we're creating space for honest conversations, real connection, and a lot of laughs along the way.
And just so we're clear, we are not medical professionals. We're just two best friends sharing what we've learned and what we're still figuring out.
So you don't have to do it alone.
Hello, everyone.
And welcome back.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
You're like, I'm tired and I can't believe it's Monday.
Exhausted. Well, let's kick it off with our thorns and roses.
Okay. You want to go first? What's your thorn?
Sure, I'll go first. So my thorn is my esophagram that I had this week. Where
big word.
It is, I'm carefully saying it, esophagram, where basically a barium swallow. So it's one of the tests that they're doing to check and see what's going on with my esophagus. So basically, you get in there and you lay down, and if you follow us on social media, you should have seen my barium cocktail.
Yeah, they give you like 7 different textures or whatever. Consistencies.
Yeah, so there was like one that was, they're all white. One that was like almost like one was like a vanilla shake.
Yeah.
One was like so heavy that it like weighed 5 pounds. Concrete. Yes. And then there was like a fizzy one, and then there was a pill. So I was laying down, and the guy was wonderful. He was actually really funny. He's like, all right. And I've lined up your cocktails. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I needed a driver. He's like, I got your cocktails here. So, doing it, but then like laying down, like you do some standing up, you do some laying down. So the ones laying down were really hard just because it was a little painful in my chest and everything. But, got the test done. I passed a 13 millimeter pill through my bird's beak. So anyone who has achalasia, their esophagus, like as it goes down closer to your stomach, right where your stomach attaches to your esophagus, it looks like a bird's beak. Mine is so adorable.
I was just going to say, you're referring to your bird's beak as so cute.
Well, it was. He was like, I could watch it. And he's like, and there's your bird's beak. I'm like, well, that's adorable in there.
You have told me on the phone the other day, you're like, it's like a little baby cardinal in there.
It really is. It's so cute. And I'm so proud of my bird beak because a 13 millimeter pill went through.
Pill.
And that is so huge. So this was post-balloon dilation. So they noted that. So I still had, you could see on there like the liquid going down where it was sluggish and slow, where it kind of was, it took a little bit longer to get through, but that was post-balloon dilation. So it shows that the dilation is working because it was mild, which is awesome. So I go through the whole test. I mean, it was a lot. So here's when my thorn comes in. Because the test itself, I mean, I got through it. It wasn't too bad. It was quick. It was 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Room, that barium, there was so much of it. It was just like poison. And the one cup, when he handed it to me, I'm like, this has to weigh 5 pounds.
Yep.
It was concrete. It was, and I just, as the barium worked through my system, I felt terrible.
It hurts.
I went to work the next day and I was just moving slow. My belly hurt. I felt achy. Like you could just feel it going through my system. Here's the craziest. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Finally, when I pooped, he's like, your bowel movements are going to be white.
I was going to say, did you have the white poops yet?
It was so heavy, it wouldn't go down. Like, it was like a concrete anchor.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to need something to like push this baby along.
Yep.
A couple flushes, it finally went down. But as soon as that came out, I started to feel better. But it was like not a good 24, 48 hours before I felt better. So it just had me feeling really, really yucky.
Barium's disgusting.
Oh my gosh. I'm just so glad that test is done. But it was really cool to see the whole
and I think it's
thing on X-ray.
It'll be interesting to see what your doctor says, because even though you had a dilation, maybe it'll show parts of your esophagus that actually aren't working better than others.
Right, because I met with the doctor and it was just really quick. They were so wonderful. He put it up and he was basically like, you can see right here, he's like, watch it go. Watch how slow it is. And I'm like, is that pressure I'm feeling? Like here, I feel like it's been upper pressure.
Yeah.
And he's like, yes, it could be that, but a combination of it also struggling to go through your bird's beak. So he's like, you could have, that's why it may feel so much here. It's getting stuck here, but the pressure's radiating up. Ugh. So, and he was so wonderful. And he was like, here's the thing, this is just my first glance, but we're going to investigate it and review it, in more depth. And then your doctor will, and then they'll call you with the results. It'll be in my chart. But it did go into my chart. And it's basically what he said, that it was kind of slow moving, mild, but keeping in mind it was post balloon dilation. Okay. So
that's interesting.
And I got a cute little baby cardinal in there.
That's so funny.
So that was my thorn. What was yours, Rome?
Well, anyone who listened last week know that I did have my egg retrieval. So that's not the thorn. The thorn was the recovery from the said egg retrieval. So when we got there, the nurse immediately asked me, like, is your bloating bad? And I said, yeah, actually, it's like the worst it's ever been. And she's like, And she like automatically knew. And she like was like, I'm going to call in a prescription ahead of time because that doesn't sound right. So they put me under. I come up out of it. I'm in so much pain. And that's never happened from an egg retrieval. Like they immediately had to give me more pain medicine in my IV. Mm-hmm. And she says to me that there's so much fluid surrounding my ovaries that they actually drained like 4 vials of fluid from.
That's a lot.
That's a lot from around my ovaries. She's like, you're probably going to be in some pain. So I called in a prescription for you. And I didn't really think anything of it. And, we leave. On the ride home, I'm like, that pain medicine started to wear off. And she said it would. She's like, by the time you get home and go straight to the pharmacy, just take a pill. Like, it doesn't matter what we gave you in your IV, you'll be ready to take a pill.
Yep.
So on the ride home, I call Walgreens to be like, we're 30 minutes out.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't have it in stock. I was like, what? No. Oh, no. So she's like, since it's like, a controlled substance, you have to call the doctor and they have to call another pharmacy. So she tells me another pharmacy that has it. So I call the doctor's office and they are like, we'll put a note through to the OR. I'm like, oh God, how long is this going to take?
Oh no.
So the nurse didn't even call me back till like 11:40. Mm-hmm. And then I call Walgreens and they're like, we'll have it ready by 3:00. I was like, can you do any sooner? Yes, I'm dying. Yes. She's like, how about 2? I'm like, okay.
Okay.
By 2:00, I was... I don't even have words. Yeah. I could not stand up by myself. I couldn't walk to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't even sit down on the toilet bowl myself. I was the pain was excruciating and it was unlike anything I've ever experienced. Like
pressure?
It was everything. My actual uterus felt like it was on fire and it weighed like 100 pounds and the pain was so intense and especially the right side, it was radiating up and down. And then I started to get sick, like I was going to throw up. I never actually threw up. My mouth filled with so much saliva and it was happening so fast. I had to put my hand underneath my mouth to catch it.
Oh, no.
And I was throwing up clear liquid. Oh. I never actually got to the retching part of things. Yeah. It was just all this liquid coming out of me.
Oh, gross.
I have never and this went on for days. I mean, I ended up being out of work for the rest of the week because it was such a combination of things. I barely could walk. I was in such excruciating pain. Right. And then you'd think my stomach, usually with anesthesia and pain medicine, you'd be backed up. Not me.
I know. I kept telling you, I'm like, make sure you take those stool softeners.
I mean, explosive, violent liquid diarrhea. So on top of being in the amount of pain I'm in, my stomach, when you get that kind of diarrhea and your stomach does this weird twist and then you feel it through your whole body. Yes. So there were nights I wasn't even sleeping. I mean, that was a horrific experience. And I probably had a mild form of, it's called ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, a very mild case because a severe case would have landed me in the hospital. But that basically just means I retained fluid.
Right.
Which we know I did because I had to drain some or whatever. I don't know. I was just...
What a thorn. That is a big old thorn.
Plus you're mentally going through it.
Right.
Because you're oh my God, what went on? What are we going to do? What are our next steps? So and then you're coming down from the hormones. Mm-hmm. It was one of the hardest weeks of my life.
Oh, Rome. It was a really long, thorn day week situation.
Yeah, it really was.
Well, seeing you today, you definitely seem a lot better. I'm happy to see you almost on the other side of this pain. Yes. It was so crazy. Yes. Poor thing. Oh, well, let's go into our roses.
Yeah, we need a rose after that. What's your rose?
My rose is my weekend. Sean, Connor, and I went to Waterville, Sean's hometown, for an early Thanksgiving dinner with his side of the family. And it was so fun. We had the best time. It was so good to see everybody. And we did a little gobble, gobble turkey trot.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah. So, it was my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law organized it. And we just ran like 2 to 3 miles, the loop around the high school. And back in 2020, when it was COVID, Colleen, my sister-in-law, made us gobble gobble T-shirts, and we all did virtually from our house, our own houses, like a family run.
Right.
So this was like gobble gobble 2 because we haven't done it since then. So it was fun. So we did it. Connor came in first place.
I saw that. I'm proud of it.
Portland was runner-up, second place. Okay. We even had awards. I mean, it was just it was fun. We had a yummy dinner, and it's good when we can all get together.
Yeah.
And it's hard. We can't always get out there and do Thanksgiving with them because we've got hockey or the girls got Irish dance, and our schedules just don't coincide. So it worked, except we had to get up at 4 a.m. on Sunday morning to get back to Webster for a hockey game at 9.
Oh, exciting. I love waking up butt crack of dawn on the weekend.
You know what? Sean and I both said there was barely anyone on the road, so no traffic.
Yeah.
We got to the game. Connor scored 2 goals and had an assist, and the team won. So I'm like, glad we came. And now we're home and we have the whole day. So definitely a blessing in disguise. But yeah. So it was a really rosy weekend full of lots
I'm glad you guys, I know that the cousins, the girls and Connor, have been wanting some quality time together. So I'm glad that they got it.
Yeah, they did. So it was good. What was your rose? What was your ruse? Your rose.
My rose is that we did have our egg retrieval, and we retrieved 8 eggs. 7 of them were mature. Oh, we got 9 eggs. 8 were mature.
Okay.
This is the brain fog that I'm in. And out of those, we ended up getting 5 embryos.
5 little baby embryos, and they're now frozen on ice?
They are frozen. So we have made the decision to freeze our embryos on day 3, and it was not an easy decision. And anyone who is close to us has known the toil and turmoil that this decision has caused us over the last several weeks.
But you did it.
We did it. After talking to our doctor, we want to give all of our embryos a chance. And for us, this was the best way to do it. So
I love it.
Yep.
Giving them all a chance. Get in there, get planted, and get growing.
Yeah. So I do have a few more tests to get through. I have to do a pelvic MRI. We have to wait on results from the biopsy for my retrieval. I have to do another biopsy in another month. So we do have some tests to wait to kind of create a transfer plan and when we're going to transfer and all of that. So we do have a little bit of a road ahead of us before we get to transfer. And we do have to make a decision on if we want to do another retrieval or not, because we do now have 9 embryos total frozen, but they're all graded fair or poor. So we kind of have to, decide, is that enough? Do we want to risk putting my body through this again? So
just gotta
figure out what feels to be made.
Right. And figure out what feels good. But you have a little bit of time now.
We have some time to think about that.
I think a lot of these decisions you guys have been making, it's like under the gun, like time's ticking.
Yeah.
You have to get it.
Right. That's been hard to have that pressure on us. So now we have some time to hopefully make these decisions without so much heaviness on us.
Okay.
But like I said, 5 little embryos.
5 little embryos coming to town. I love it. Yay. Well, very happy for you guys.
Thank you. All right. So before we get into our episode, let's talk about our very first sponsor. You know how much I love my sleep, right? I take it very seriously.
Oh, we know, Rome. You're basically a professional sleeper at this point.
Exactly. And that's why I'm so excited that Cozy Earth is sponsoring this episode. Their bamboo sheets are the softest I've ever slept on. They feel like luxury every single night.
Bamboo sheets? Honestly, are those just for hot sleepers? Or
yes. Okay. And you know me, I overheat like it's my superpower.
Yeah. But you sure do.
These sheets are naturally cooling and moisture wicking. So I sleep through the night without waking up sweaty. Plus, they get even softer with every wash, and the oversized fit drapes beautifully. I don't love it when sheets get small on me.
Okay, neither do I. And then you're like playing tug of war and it's really stressful. And I guess I didn't realize sheets could actually improve with time. I just felt like every time I threw my old sheets in, they were just stretching out and getting smaller and shrinking.
Yeah, these are amazing. Actually, you'll love this. Cozy Earth has been on Oprah's favorite things list for 7 years in a row.
Well, clearly one of the main reasons we were like, sign us up for this one.
Yes, and the best part, our listeners get 41% off any product. It's the highest exclusive discount you'll find anywhere.
Okay, now I really need these for myself, but I also feel like besides sheets, I may want to explore their website for some cozy outfits.
Yes, you definitely do. And right now, Cozy Earth is making it even easier with free shipping on orders over $50, a 100-night sleep trial, and a 10-year warranty. And they also sell super comfortable bamboo pajamas, cozy duvet covers, and blankets. Basically everything you need for a luxurious, restful night. And with the holiday season coming up, these make the perfect gift for anyone on your list. Just go to cozyearth.com and use our exclusive discount IGG at checkout. You'll thank yourself every morning when you wake up feeling amazing.
Yay! Awesome. All right. Well, let's get into our episode today.
All right, so today's episode is one that's been on our hearts for a while because we've been thinking a lot about the ripple effect. You know how one decision, one conversation, or even one what-if moment can end up changing your entire path.
Yes, I always visualize like a pebble dropping into water, right? And then you just see that ripple go in the water. And honestly, this podcast has been that ripple effect for both of us. It started as a space for us, two best friends, talking about chronic illness, and it's grown into something so much bigger. And because of I've Got Guts, I ended up developing and teaching 2 courses where I share everything I've learned about shifting your mindset when life feels out of control.
Yeah, and for me, this podcast opened a door I never expected. It connected me with someone amazing, Crystal Saltrelli from livingwellwithgastroparesis.com, and she runs a coaching business for people living with gastroparesis, and that one introduction completely changed my path, and now I'm officially stepping into coaching alongside her, helping others navigate the same condition I've lived with for years.
It's so amazing. And you just did an interview with her, right?
It will be next week.
Oh, you will be next week. This is so exciting. So exciting. And so we're going to do a whole episode soon just on your story room, which I cannot wait for. And your coaching journey and just overall how powerful it's been to find purpose through the pain you've experienced, especially as you've learned to truly heal and reclaim your life from gastroparesis. I really do feel like I wish we could go back in time and tell that Steph who was vomiting over the side of Allie's boat that one day all that you're going through is going to serve you in some way, shape, or form, right? You've come so far, Room. But today we wanted to zoom out a little and talk about the bigger picture. This podcast and this community started as a small ripple, and now it's touching lives in ways we never imagined.
Yes, but we also want to acknowledge something important. We are at a milestone moment in our own journeys, and some of you listening might just be starting out. And maybe you're newly diagnosed, or maybe you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or like your diagnosis defines you. And everything we're saying might feel scary or even impossible right now, like this won't be my life. But we want you to hear this clearly. We have been there. We have had those exact thoughts, and we're here to tell you it will get better.
Yes, and we know it's hard. Not every day is a walk in the park. We still have good days and bad days too. I mean, you heard my just barium swallow story. Exactly. I'm pooping bricks over here. But we've chosen to keep living, to keep moving forward, and to find joy and meaning despite the challenges. And when you're ready, you will too. You don't have to rush, and you're not alone. There are so many people walking similar paths and taking steps toward thriving, just like we have, can be in your future too.
And that's exactly what we want to share today. The tools, the mindset shifts, and practices that helped us reclaim our lives. And that brings us to Lauren, who's going to dive into her course and how it's designed to guide you through those steps, no matter where you are in your journey. I remember when you first told me about your course idea and you said, I want to create something that helps people the way I wish I'd been helped when I was in the thick of it. So what was the moment that sparked that for you?
Honestly, Rome, it really started with messages from our listeners.
Yeah.
So many of you reached out saying things like, I feel lonely, or I'm stuck in survival mode, or I'm scared of what's next. And I recognize those emotions because I've been there, that place where your body feels just out of control and your mind starts to spiral. And I knew I wanted to do something that could help people find a way out of that space, out of that place that they were living in, because we know how dark it can be.
Mm-hmm. So you took that pain and turned it into purpose. That's what the ripple effect right there.
Sure did. Exactly. So this has been on my heart for a while. I literally spent the entire summer building my course called The Mindset Flow because I knew mindset was what helped me move from fear to peace in my own health journey. And I poured everything I've lived, learned, and practiced into it.
And let's talk about that work for a minute, because I've seen how much heart and time you've put into this. What did it really take to create these courses?
Oh boy. Well, first of all, a lot of wine. It's courage, right? It's courage liquid courage for me to get out there and to do these things. But I had a lot of time to reflect. 10 years, over the last 10 years, I mean, Connor just turned 10 in June. So It's been 10 years. And that's when I started my Rodan and Fields business, and it's sales. I was selling skincare, and I was told if I wanted to be successful, I needed to work on my mindset. And that's exactly what I did. But from that moment on, I started devouring books and podcasts. I bought courses. I literally did it all. You know me, Rome. I was like high on life. And it helped me as a business owner and with sales. But what I found was that everything I was learning started to ripple throughout my entire life. Mm-hmm. So I went back into my old journal entries and notes and all the mindset practices that got me through, hospital stays and surgeries and just those low, dark moments where I was really sick and I was not feeling well. And then I took all of that and I shaped it into something that could actually guide others, not just inspire them, but them take action. The teacher in me needed that. Like, you can be inspired all day long, but as teachers, we know we want you to take action, right? Yeah. We want you to try what we're teaching you.
Right. That's the only way to make changes.
Really.
And that's such a powerful evolution. And I know those courses came straight from your own journey. So walk us through what they focus on.
So I have a free course because I feel like, you know what? Everybody should be able to get their hands on these things, right?
Yeah,
so
I
created a free course. It's called From Survival to Flow. And it's just a 3-day mini reset designed for those first few steps when you just need some light, some direction, and a reminder that you're not broken and you're just learning a new way to flow.
Mm-hmm. And the full course, the Mindset Flow, that's like the deep dive version, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I have the free mini option for people wanting to start small. And then I got the big guy. And it's basically 4 modules that walk people through the exact process I've used over the years. Deciding to heal. I even tattooed the word decide on my arm. You know how powerful I feel about how much I feel the word decide kind of guides everything I do.
Yep.
And then just shifting your energy, befriending your illness, and learning to flow forward with ease. It's everything I wish someone had handed me when I was first diagnosed with achalasia, when I was in those really dark times, right? And it's like, I've been there and I knew what I needed, but it wasn't available. So when it's not out there, what do?
Exactly.
You create it. So I created it.
And what I love is how this didn't just impact you, and it's already like rippling out to so many people. Have you gotten any feedback yet?
Yes. Okay. I have to tell you, since we jotted down notes and things for this episode, it's been incredible. People have been saying things like, I finally feel hopeful again, or I didn't realize how much power I still had in this process. I literally had 2 messages when we were driving to Watervliet this weekend, just beautiful messages of people thanking me and just really finding value in it. And it just made my heart so happy. I'm like, okay, people are liking it. Yay.
Yeah.
And that's why this episode just felt so important, to remind everyone listening that when you decide to do something good for yourself, it doesn't stop with you. It ripples out into your relationships, your family, your health, your journey, your energy, all of it. It's like you making that decision, you tapping into this course that I created is you putting yourself first and taking care of you. And it's so important that we do that, especially when you're living with chronic illness.
Yeah, and I think that's what both of our journeys have shown, that you never know where that first yes will take you. One decision, one step, and suddenly you're on a path that you didn't even know existed.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I still think about like you and Anthony and your relationship and how it evolved, right?
Yeah.
Like if you met Anthony any sooner,
it wouldn't have worked.
It would not have worked. It was the timing. It was just everything was so purposeful.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So crazy. And honestly, Rome, this podcast is what started our ripple. Talking here every week gave us both the courage to build these new chapters, mine through my course, The Mindset Flow, and yours through coaching. And we are just getting started. Okay, as I'm saying that, I have goosebumps. Like, we really are,
we are
just getting started. But Rome, we need a little bit of details, maybe a little bit of a teaser about what you're working on with Crystal right now.
Yeah, so right now, Crystal and I are working on creating a few different coaching options for people living with gastroparesis. So one will give clients the opportunity to work with both of us together, and another one will be a one-on-one option with me. So it really depends on where you are in your gastroparesis journey and what kind of support you need most. And everything we're building is completely personalized, so it's not like a one-size-fits-all approach. But my main focus will be on lifestyle, nutrition, and especially mindset, which obviously is hands down my favorite part of the process, because honestly, once your mindset starts to shift, everything else starts to follow. And that's been true in my own healing journey. And it's what I'm most passionate about helping others discover too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
I feel like
I'm just over here smiling at you, like geeking out. Lauren has no words, just large smile.
Yeah, and stay tuned. In the next couple of weeks, there will be a video of me on Crystal's YouTube channel about my journey and how I kind of turned my life around with gastroparesis.
Amazing. I'm so proud of you, Rome.
All right, so if someone's listening to this and thinking, I need that shift, where should they start?
Okay, so if they're thinking that, I would just say start with the free mini course that I created. And the reason is it's short, it's real, and it's completely free. You can find the link in the show notes or on our Instagram page. And if it resonates with you, the Mindset Flow is waiting for you to go deeper. It's that deeper kind of experience, unpacking things more. And here's a quote for you guys.
Of course.
Viktor Frankl once said, and I feel like I might have shared this quote on here before, but he said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And I love that quote because that's exactly what both of these courses are about. Mm-hmm. Shifting your mindset when life feels unchangeable so you can find hope and healing and strength, because really, and we both know what that feels like, Rome, when you're just feeling like you've lost control of your body and your body is doing things and things are coming out of all the holes. And it's like, if you literally feel like you don't trust yourself, you lose that trust with yourself, right?
Yeah.
And these courses that I built are a place for people to regain control over their mindset. That's the one thing you can control.
Yeah.
You can't always control the holes.
You can't control the holes, that's for sure. And if you've been struggling with gastroparesis or chronic digestive issues, stay tuned. I'll be sharing more soon about my work with Crystal and how it's creating new hope for people walking a similar path. I'll also be diving into my own journey, how gastroparesis used to define me and how I've shifted it to become just one part of my life that I sometimes think about. I'll talk about where the changes started, how they began, how long it took me to move from my lowest point to my highest, and how I continue to maintain that balance every day.
I love that we've both found ways to give back, Rome, in areas we've personally lived through. And I really, really hope this conversation reminds everyone listening that your healing, your story, and your growth are all creating ripples too.
Mm-hmm, they sure are. So today, I'm going to end with a quote.
You know what, Rome? I'm so excited for this new quote phase you're into.
So the Dalai Lama says, just as ripples spread out when a single pebble is dropped into water, the actions of individuals can have a far-reaching effect.
It's so on point. I love that so much. It's just always remembering that one decision can change everything. Mm-hmm. And it almost gives you that like peace in your heart that you can reset, right? You can make a new decision that can put your life on a different path. You are not stuck. You are not alone. You have the power to decide how it's going to go for you.
Yeah, and I kind of want to point out to people, like, we're making these big changes because of the illnesses that we live with. If we had never gotten these diagnoses, our lives would be different. I wouldn't be this person.
Right. We wouldn't be sitting in this chair, this podcast chair, with these mics sharing our stories. We wouldn't have a story to share.
Yeah. So in a way, my illness has defined me, but not in a negative way.
Right. And it's just given us purpose. And I think all of you listeners out there, we're so grateful for you. And because you talk to us, you share with us how you're feeling, what you're enjoying in the podcast. I mean, we got a beautiful email from a friend of mine who I had taught her daughter many years ago. And it was an email that it took me a minute to respond. It was so heartfelt. And it really
I cried when I read it.
I'm going to get emotional right now. Her words were so beautiful. And when I read it to Sean, I was like, and this is why we're doing this.
Same exact thing I said to Anthony when I read it.
This is why we're doing this. And it brings me so much joy. So it shows that if you're listening right now and you're in that dark spot and you just got diagnosed with something and you're like, why me? And you're in pain, know that there is purpose in it all. It's part of your story. It's strengthening you and it's going to lead you in a direction that is beautiful. But sometimes it's just hard to see when you're in the thick of it.
Yes.
And that's why tuning in and listening to us, checking out Rooms Coaching when it's available and checking out my course are all ways that you can claw your way out, right? And into a better headspace. So
that's right.
We're here for you and we're having fun too.
Exactly. All right. So before we leave you, just another quick shout out to our sponsor, Cozy Earth. Treat yourself or someone you love to the softest, coziest sleep at cozyearth.com with our exclusive code IGG at checkout.
And are you loving the podcast? If you are, the best way to show it is by leaving a 5-star rating and a few kind words. It helps us to keep growing and reaching others who need to hear they're not alone.
And be sure to join our email list. The link to sign up is in the show notes or in our bio on any of our social media platforms. Being a part of our email list is the best way to stay up to date on new episodes, special guests, recipes, book recs, and so much more.
You can also connect with us anytime on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook. Just search I've Got Guts Podcast or email us directly at I'veGotGutsPodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for being here and for being part of this community. We're so grateful for you.
Keep going,
keep growing,
and always remember, you've got guts.